The cabin looks rich, it looks upmarket.
Talking about the body roll, which is there in the cars like Gloster and Fortuner, here it's very minimal.
So we are in the Jeep Meridian third row and I have no leg room at all.
Seats, they are pretty comfortable, bolstering is nice, lower back support is nice, and they are ventilated.
Okay, so with 3 people on board, I'm actually quite surprised. I thought it might be cramped, but it is not quite as cramped as I imagined it would be.
But as a first impression, I love the diesel motor, I love the visibility, the steering is not heavy. So yes, good things coming out. The full-size 3-row SUV market above 25 lakh rupees doesn't have too many options in India. Of course, you have the famous and popular Fortuner, you have the value for money MG Gloster, and you have the newly launched Skoda Kodiaq. And then you have the Meridian. So only 4 options, but this one is the most affordable. Last year, Jeep gave this one a slight update in terms of the design, few tweaks, a few features, but most importantly, the entry-level pricing is down to only 25 lakh rupees as a starting price. We have the top spec fully loaded Overland version, the 4x4, automatic, ADAS and lovely interiors. Been driving the car for the last 1 week in NCR. I've done over 600 kilometers and I can't wait to share you my understanding, my opinion of the Meridian. Plus, my team members are here to help me out with the understanding of the second row, third row and the boot space as well. So a detailed analysis by all of us of the Meridian Overland. If you're in the market for something that's a full-size option, it's got the diesel torque, it's got the 4x4, you should definitely consider this one. Why? Let's start the video. With the versions done, a quick look at the design of the Meridian. It has not changed, only few tweaks. For example, the grille, the design is slightly different as compared to the earlier version. And second, fresh set of alloys in the Meridian top spec version. The design is different on this one. Otherwise, you have the same American looks on this vehicle, and it's sort of a two-tone effect for top spec versions. This part lower is white on this, and the upper is completely black, 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 and black. You do have elements of chrome right over here. Indians love chrome. And you can see the strip running across the entire window line. Of course, a huge panoramic sunroof on the upper part. We have the branding of Meridian on this part, and it's an Overland version. That branding comes on the back of the boot. I do like the way the tail lamps are designed. The car is not overdone. It has a bit of muscle, and look at this. These angles do look nice. So it's not flashy, it's not overdone. It's like how an old school SUV is supposed to look like. You do have more chrome on the front of the vehicle, and of course it's got ADAS for top spec version. So ADAS sensor comes right over here. So nothing has changed. It's about the color options, the design, and of course the alloy wheels. Now with a 3-row SUV, if your last row is up, space for your luggage is usually very less. With the Meridian, see for yourself. We have the third row in place, and yet this is the kind of boot space you can get over here. I have a mid-size suitcase, I have a night stroller, and I can get even more space if I push the last row slightly ahead for a less reclined angle. The space starts going even more. For your reference, this is the size of the mid-size suitcase, and this is a night stroller. So even if you're using all 3 rows, you have this kind of space left in the boot. And with the last row down, you will be amazed. By the way, this is some more area to keep knickknacks. So we have a DEF can right over here. It's AdBlue BS6, and yet you have more space to keep knickknacks. You also have a toolkit coming on this part, and on the right side, you can keep a couple of car cloths. So definitely sorted. By the way, if you open the boot for the first time, you will be looking around for the button to close it. That strangely is placed on the left side right over here. In fact, my team members took a while to figure out the button on this side. This is what I'm talking about. With the last row down, it's the kind of space you have. A couple of us can sit over here by the riverside enjoying our escape, or if the luggage needs to be put, look at this. We have a large tripod stand right over here. We have the same night stroller. We have a large camera bag, which is like a small suitcase. We have our small camera bag, the handy one that goes in right over here. And then we have a large shooting bag once again. Look at the size. And of course, my mid-size suitcase comes on this part. So if you have to be going to airports or your railway stations to pick and drop people, this car is definitely sorted with the kind of space available. What is new on the inside? The space, the comfort, all three rows. Very important. Let's start. Interiors of the Meridian, it's a familiar place to be. The car has been on Indian roads for a while now. With the update, very important, the cabin looks rich, it looks upmarket. Good use of copper color at places, on the dash, on the door pads, on the seats as well. And most importantly, you have the soft touch suede materials across the length of the dash, even on the door panels right over here. I don't recall any other car in the price segment having this kind of a rich feel on the inside. Even the upper part of the entire dash is soft touch material. So as an owner, as a driver, I'll feel that my money has gone in the right place. The top spec is expensive, over 40 lakh rupees on road in a lot of states. So my first impression, definitely I'm happy, satisfied. Shipranshu?
Like you said, I'm loving the different material used inside the cabin, the suede, the leather, the colors used in the cabin are quite nice. You'll get a premium feel inside the cabin, especially in the first row. You get suede material, contrast stitching, you get soft touch material on the dashboard, upper part is leatherette, door pads are leatherette and suede. So the feel is very good. You get a premium appeal from the cabin. Seats are pretty nice, comfortable, and the good thing is even the passenger seat is electrically adjustable. You can adjust the seat height, recline angle, and you can slide it forward and backward as per your requirement, which is a very good part. In cars, we have seen only the driver seat is electrically adjustable, but in the Meridian top spec variant, you will get both the front seat with electric adjustment. So first impressions are pretty nice.
By the way, I stand 6 feet tall and I usually seek vehicles which have large seats. This one is sorted. It's an American SUV. Americans are large, so the seat definitely for people who are of my build, no problem, no questions. I have around 2 to 3 inches of headroom left over here. Visibility is nice. Our shoulders are not rubbing. Look at this. We're sitting normally. There's so much space, so much width inside the Meridian. So good impressions as the first thing, and let's go for a spin. We'll talk about the driver's perspective, co-driver, and of course our friends at the back. The ride quality, is it pitching, too much body roll? Let's find out.
Okay, now we are in the second row of the Jeep Meridian, and things are quite impressive right now as the window area is quite large, and if we roll down the window, it opens still full. There's no gap, which is quite impressive. And the under thigh support is also fantastic, plus I can also enter my feet inside the seats. Also the armrest is quite big, plus there are 2 cup holders. And one thing which I don't like inside is the AC performance. There's just a small AC vent for 3 people, and there's no fan speed adjusting system in here, and which I don't think in the long journeys will help 3 people when there's like 45-degree temperatures in North India. And what Aradhya has to say, let's check out.
So for reference, my height is 5'6" and Lakshya is about 5'8", right?
Right.
Yeah, so 5'8". And immediately the first thing that becomes very apparent is the overall ambience of the cabin. The black and orange theme works quite nice, I would say. Feels very premium, feels very refined. The panoramic sunroof keeps things quite airy as well. And I've got this nice enough soft touch material over here. So, you know, it feels premium in that regard as well. Then talking about practicality on offer, well, I've got this good enough space for a magazine holder as well. And then there's this 1 liter bottle holder on the door pads. The armrest is quite big enough, so both of us can easily rest our hands on it. It's quite large. It's got these cup holders as well. But one thing I would like to add is the fact that the AC, its performance, it does feel a bit short in terms of, overall the cooling of the cabin. And there's no fan speed adjuster either. So that's something that should have been there, but I'm not complaining at least. While we are seated comfortably here, the two of us are quite comfortable here. I've got under thigh support, it's quite decent here. I've got decent legroom as well. But I suspect things might get a little tight if we add a third passenger. But again, that's for us to see later in the video. And then there's another point I would like to add is that the backrest. Now, it feels a bit hard. And while the headrests are quite large enough, keeps things quite comfortable, the backrest does feel a bit hard, and the recline angle, I mean, right now it's quite okay, but it's only adjustable to 1 degree, and that is, again, feels a bit shortchanged.
Okay, so now I'm in the middle seat of the Jeep Meridian in the second row, and first thing first, the visibility is outstanding. There's so much of glass area, plus there's a huge panoramic sunroof, and overall ambience of the interior is fantastic. The leatherette seats of black and beige color, plus the AC is still like very lacking, as the vents are directly near my legs, so only I can experience the airflow. These two guys, I don't think I have any contact to the AC. Plus we have one USB socket, and down that we have a 12-volt socket, which is quite placed deep, which I don't think nobody can even see if in the night. And that's it. Plus the back seat is quite tight, so for long journeys it will be a little uncomfortable.
Okay, so with 3 people on board, I'm actually quite surprised. I thought it might be cramped, but it is not quite as cramped as I imagined it would be. In fact, we are sitting quite comfortably over here, and our shoulders are not rubbing against each other as I thought it would be. I've still got enough legroom, and the AC, of course, that is the common complaint amongst all of us over here. And I mean, overall, I'm liking the overall comfort and the convenience of the cabin. But I suspect he will not be as comfortable here, and I think he might prefer sitting in the back alone. So this is the third row of the Jeep Meridian, and let's get into the details right away. Now, obviously, you can't expect much in terms of space, but I've got this good enough space over here. It's good enough for me to rest my arm on, and I've got the option of AC vents over here as well, with the option of adjustability. And I'm liking the overall ambience of the cabin. It feels very premium in that regard. And another good feature to have is the recline angle. Now this is actually keeping things comfortable to an extent, and so is the headrest. It's quite adjustable as well. Now what does Lakshay have to say? Let's hear.
So we are in the Jeep Meridian third row, and one thing which I want to mention first is my height is 5'8", and I have no leg room at all, and the under thigh support is also very low, so long travels will be a very disturbing thing, especially if you are over 5'8" and 5'9". And one more good thing about is the window area is quite large, so I can see far ahead, plus there's a good cup holder. I can keep a decent sized bottle here, plus there's also headrest which is also adjustable, so the overall back support is good, but I don't think like we can travel long in the third row. That's it.
So the Meridian also gets this one-touch tumble function, which is quite useful because you don't want to be really using your whole strength to load up the third row, and it also makes entry and exit easier for the third row passengers as well.
Now this is the fully loaded top spec version, and as expected you do have a surround view camera. You can put that on from the screen, but in spite of us having cameras on both the sides, if I give an indicator, then the camera doesn't come on automatically as a blind spot detection. So a small thing, Jeep can work on this and definitely make it happen. It's got ADAS, this should thing come in. Steering effort, it's a mix thing. It's not very light, it's not very heavy. Been using the car for a week now in Delhi NCR, in traffic conditions, in flowing traffic, parking, malls, office, and of course open roads. Happy with the kind of feedback. It's supposed to be an off-roader, so don't expect excellent dynamics or excellent handling, but the center of gravity is not bad as compared to, for example, the Gloucester or the Fortuner. The amount of roll is definitely limited in the vehicle. I'll speak from driver's perspective. Lovely, great engine. We have seen the engine in a different state of slight tunes as per the manufacturer. Tata has it in the Harrier Safari, MG has it in the Hector, and of course we have in the Compass. Lovely motor, slightly on the louder side, but the NVH are superb. If I open the windows, You can make out there's so much noise and sound around the car, but if I close the windows, NVH levels are definitely excellent. They are very, very nice. The motor's got ample torque and punch. It pulls well. It's not very quick in terms of outright acceleration, but for a kick down or to overtake others on the move, that torque comes in very handy. 9-speed automatic, lovely gearbox. I'll tell you more on that at a later stage. But as a first impression, I love the diesel motor. I love the visibility. The steering is not heavy. So yes, good things coming out. Shipranshu.
So I'm loving the comfort inside the cabin, especially on the co-passenger seat, especially on the co-driver's seat. As per the seats, they are pretty comfortable. Bolstering is nice. Lower back support is nice, and they are ventilated, which is a very good thing in Delhi summer especially. One thing which I noticed, everything here is with physical buttons. You get volume control with physical buttons, air conditioning control with physical buttons, so you don't have to rely on the screen for everything. You can easily control your air conditioning, your music, and other things from the keys and buttons given in the center console area. Dual zone climate control is available here, so the co-passenger can set his or her temperature according to the requirement. And one more thing which I love, even the co-passenger gets lock unlock button on the doors, so you don't have to rely on the driver to lock and unlock all 4 doors, which is a good part. And other small perks such as this expandable sun visor, which can protect you from the sun rays if you're using it sideways. So these small quirks will make the cabin experience more premium and more comfortable.
By the way, it's also very clever at places. In the cup holder area, there is space to keep 2 cup holders, and along with that, there is a proper space to keep 2 phones as well in their own pocket, in their own small space. So it's practical, it's spacious, it's clever as well.
But for the price point, there is one thing which I think should have been given, is the cool glove box. You get a small glove box here. You don't get much space inside it, and it is not cool. Even in the mid-size SUVs, you get a cool glove box option. So that's a miss which could have been there.
And as continuing with Aradhya, on the move we are, and I'm 5'9", and I have ample amount of under thigh support over here, and still have so much knee room left over here, which is a very, very good thing. And talking about the body roll, which is there in the cars like Gloucester and Fortuner, here it's very, very minimal. So I'm so far so good, and I'm happy with the drive. Let's see what he has to say.
Okay, so now we are driving and I'm sitting in the middle seat, and despite the fact that I'm in the middle row, the ride quality is fantastic. Bunny sir is driving at around 40-50, and he has also touched around speeds like 80, and still I'm feeling comfortable. And we are like, there's no shoulders touching, and there's good amount of headroom, plus the visibility, as I said before, is outstanding. So I think if you are going to Manali or Leh Ladakh, and if your height is around 5'8" or 5'9", you won't have problem. So this is a great place to be in.
Okay, so now we are on the move, and immediately the first thing that becomes apparent is the ride quality. It's brilliant in that regard. There's no bouncing around as much. I'm not getting thrown around at all. There's hardly any sensation inside the cabin when going through bumps or anything. The car remains stable overall. It's quite planted. And at the same time, it's quite plush as well. It's keeping things comfortable, and the rest will know from these 2 guys over here.
Just over the speed breaker, and that this is the plus point of the Meridian. The suspension, even with 5 people and the luggage, is not bottoming out. You still have good control. If I'm changing lanes at higher speeds, or I'm going at triple-digit speeds with a load, you don't feel the suspension is moving all over the place. You still have control in terms of dynamics. Very good thing. Secondly, you may ask me, Bunny, fuel economy. Well, 9-speed gearbox. The 9th gear comes at approximately 90 kmph. The engine is sleeping at 1500 rpm. If you're holding 90-95 in the 9th gear, you will get almost 20 kmpl. On the other side, in traffic, commuting hours, the economy can go down to even 7-8 kmpl. I've seen that on the display. But overall, for the last 600 kilometers, it's still over 9.5. So that's a mix of highway, city, commute, and a bit of off-roading. We took the car off the road for a few trails, no hardcore off-roading, It can handle it. It's got the 4x4 low. It's got the lock as well. But for normal soft trails, no issues. It's all-wheel drive. In the auto mode, you will transfer the power automatically. So that's sorted. Your fuel economy is sorted. And how quick is the car? 0 to 100 coming up for you guys. ₹38.5 lakh rupees is the asking price for the Overland edition. This is the fully loaded with ADAS, with the features, lovely interiors. That's 13.5 lakh rupees more than the entry base version of the Meridian, 50% extra. Yes, a lot of asking amount, but then again, in the competition, the top spec versions of the competition, they are far more expensive. If you're coming up from a compact SUV, you want something bigger for you, for your family needs, for your escapes, definitely walk into a Jeep showroom. Definitely check out the Meridian Overland or its more affordable options. There are a few shortcomings, but as a package, as an entry into the Jeep life, definitely a thing we can recommend at 91 wheels. Any questions that I've not answered in the video, please ask me in the comment section. And very soon we'll be off to Ladakh in a different kind of a vehicle. It's not diesel, but a different big vehicle. It's a special initiative, a special cause. The video comes very soon on 91 wheels, and for the notification, super simple, do subscribe and hit that important bell icon as well.